Welcome to the NoPixAfterDark podcast. I'm your host, Aaron Dante. We have an amazing show for you folks. I'm so excited about this episode. I mean, I've been waiting for this for a while to talk with this guy. This guy has some amazing stories to tell us about the Pratt Contemporaries. Have you ever heard of that? Have you heard about that group? It's an amazing group. If you listen to one of my old episodes, I have Miss Megan McCorkle, who was on talking about the Pratt Contemporaries. And now we're going to fast forward a year from that last interview to Mr. Jamar Brown. How are you doing today, sir?
Hey, Aaron, I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking. How are you doing?
Good, good. Thank you so much for being on NoPixAfterDark podcast. I'm very excited for what we're going to talk about today, educate my audience and educate more people about what's going on at the Enoch Pratt Library. So before we get into that, tell a bit about you. Who are you, Mr. Jamar Brown?
Well, I'm an attorney in Baltimore. I'm a partner at the law firm of Rosenberg, Martin, Greenberg. I've been a member of this firm since 2016. Prior to that, I was an assistant state's attorney here in Baltimore City. And prior to that, I was a law student. So I moved to Baltimore for law school back in 2008 and have made Baltimore my home, where I live, work, and hopefully contribute to our community here.
Well, let's talk. You moved to Baltimore. What are some of the fun things you love about Baltimore?
Oh, wow. I said this to somebody recently, actually, that one of the things that immediately attracted me to the city was the strong sense of community here. The fact that folks in Baltimore have a real in it togetherness that I think makes for a really strong, social fabric and rich cultural fabric of the city. So that's one of the many reasons that I love it. But it's a great cultural town, all the way from food to the arts to you name it. So those are some of the reasons why I've made Baltimore my home.
I love to hear it. Love to hear it. So how do we end up with the Pratt Contemporaries? How did you end up knowing about them? How did you, what do you do with the Pratt Contemporaries? So talk a little bit about that. Let's get our audience a little educated about it, the background, and how you got involved.
Sure. Yeah. I will tell you that I have the pleasure of currently serving as chair of the board for the Pratt Contemporaries. And so your audience knows the Pratt Contemporaries is a group, really a network of folks who are, young or younger professionals who are committed to philanthropy in Baltimore and committed to seeing our city reach its full potential. And so when I joined my firm back in 2016, the chairman and founder of my law firm, Ben Rosenberg, was at that time chair of the board of trustees for the Pratt Library. And he actually tapped me to become a member of the Pratt Contemporaries at that time. And so he introduced me to the then chair of the Pratt Contemporaries board, Jacob Hyde. And from there, he and I forged a relationship, and I got to meet and members of the Pratt Contemporaries, as well as learn a little bit more about what the organization does and how it benefits and serves the Pratt Library and the members of our community here. And so that really led me on a path to become, where I am now and to hopefully try to support the library and give back.
Wow. So give us a little bit of background of Pratt Contemporaries as far as what they do, as far as what's like for the community. I know it's for reading and literacy and things of that nature.
Yeah, sure. So the Pratt Contemporaries, we're currently in our 13th year. We were founded by Kate Powell and Chris Espenshade 13 years ago. And the goal of the Pratt Contemporaries has really been to serve as a boosters organization for the Pratt Library. And specifically, our fundraising efforts have been geared towards supporting the library's teen and child literacy programs. There are numerous programs that are that the Pratt Library supports including our summer break Baltimore program, all different types of programs that the library sponsors to encourage and foster child and teen literacy. And so that's what we have set out to do as an organization. And through our efforts at the Pratt Contemporaries, we've raised more than $2 million in our 13 years to help support those initiatives at the Pratt Library.
Wow, I love hearing that. I love hearing, giving back to the community, helping the youth. That's so important in this time within Baltimore, just for helping youth out and whatnot, literacy.
Yeah, I agree completely. And it fits perfectly within the mission of the Pratt Library. I mean, we are a community center. We are a community resource. We are a community institution that is there to only support the needs, the cultural, the educational, the economic needs of our community. So we have folks from all over the community who are coming in to use the Pratt Library to find jobs, to get access to a computer. We really are a community center, and teen and child literacy is obviously a critical piece of what the Pratt Library does to support community here.
It's interesting. When I was younger, I really didn't like reading a lot. And I remember going to a local library and always, was taking out magazines and reading magazines and understanding, like reading through that way. And it was just interesting that growing up, I always had a library card.
Yeah.
And that's one of my favorite things to go, let's see what we can read that, I can't buy at the store, but I can sit here and read time. And that's very important. I'm very excited to hear that that's one of the missions that is going on with the Pratt Contemporaries and in the Pratt Library also. So, you got involved, and like, how many people do you know? How many people are in the group right now? And like,
across the city, we have around 150 members, and those are people who are in varying professions. We have lawyers like me. We have people in the financial industry. We have people in the health sciences industry. Our membership is pretty broad and pretty diverse. And then we also have members at various levels of commitment to the library. So we have an entry sort of level of membership, which is at like the $125 level. And then you have the highest level of membership is the leader level. And so we welcome people in the community who are interested in supporting the library and specifically teen and child literacy programs to join us.
Nice. So you start off at 125 and there's a higher level, obviously. Now, as somebody who's like, I know a lot of people out, young adults, young professionals listening and watch the show, what would be some of the benefits of becoming a member? Say, for instance, I want to become a member tomorrow. What are some of the benefits that, are certain events that highlight that I can maybe able to make? Or is there a speaker series that, say, for instance, Jamel Hill was here recently,
right?
ESPN. There's so many things. Do we get special invites, or do you already get on a list? Is there anything benefits besides just being on that?
Yeah, for sure. So there are lots of benefits to membership. I mean, one of the main benefits really is just to network and get to know like-minded professionals in Baltimore. We recently had an event a couple of months ago at True Chesapeake at Whitehall Market. That was a really attended event, and it was just so invigorating to see so many people come out mixing and mingling and meeting each other for the first time, particularly in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. And so those are the types of events that we offer. We try to always, for all of our events, feature a new and exciting venue in Baltimore, be it a new restaurant or a new place for convening. So that's one benefit is, you know, learning what's new, what's happening in the city, meeting new people. And of course, we have events throughout the year. So we really kick off the year with the Black and White Party, which I know we'll talk about a little bit today. That party is happening in January, on January 28th of next year. And then throughout the year, we have lots of different events. We've done, for example, a trivia night. We'll do speaker events, like you mentioned, the Jamil Hill event. Our Pratt Contemporaries members are invited to really have access to those events that general members of the public might not otherwise have access to. So it really is a great opportunity to both meet new people, learn what's new and exciting in the city, have access to important stakeholders in our community, and also while at the same time contributing to a really worthy mission, which is, you know, supporting the library here in Baltimore.
All right, so we brought it up. You talked about the Black and White Party. So I will admit, I have never been to this party. I've heard so many amazing things about this party. And this is the first year it's back in the library. It's been gone for a little bit, right?
That's right. That's right. So I had the honor of chairing the Black and White Party in 2020, in January 2020. And we were actually just getting back to the library for that year's party because the library had undergone significant renovations and a significant restoration. And so we were off-site for 2 years for the party. And I had the honor really of welcoming the party back to the Pratt Library for the first time. And then of course, COVID hit. And so we had to move the party off-site. And so, yes, we're now back at Central Hall in Mount Vernon for the first time in 3 years. So we're really excited for that.
How do you feel? I mean, that it has to be exciting. Like, I mean, I feel like it's been an eternity right now, just not really being together, seeing friends, just the community and as a whole, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you. It has been a challenge. And I think one of the reasons why it's so exciting to be back at the library is because, as I was just mentioning, the library really underwent a beautifully done restoration and renovation. And we are still, celebrating the beauty of Central Hall, of Central Library. And so we want to continue to welcome people to the library to see just frankly how beautiful and stunning of a facility it is. I mean, it is an important, some would say, and I include myself in that, the most important institution in our city. And it's important for, residents of Baltimore to see it and spend time there because it's there for them. And so we're really excited to continue to welcome everyone in the community back to Central Library. We're looking forward to it. It gets people together, and it's I can count on one hand the number of events that I've been to like this since the pandemic hit. And it gives us an opportunity as well to celebrate the fact that we are coming out of this pandemic and to celebrate, quite frankly, the many contributions that the library has made to support our Baltimore residents during this difficult time.
Nice. And again, I did my homework, did a little research, looked at some pictures, looking at all the old gatherings and whatnot. And I mean, it looks really amazing. I have, talked to a couple of friends and said, tell me about this party. You're like, this is the must part. This is the party of the year. You cannot miss it. I don't know why you haven't been before.
Right.
I'm like, hey, and again, how you know about something, but you don't really know about something.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I don't know. It's coming up New Year's. I just spent all this money on New Year's. I don't know if I really want to go out again.
Right.
But I'm excited because to me, I get to wear my tux and be fresh a little bit, and I mean, I like dressing up. I really do. and just to feel, and the library is so beautiful.
Yeah.
To be in the place with people talking, and again, community. That's what my podcast is about, community, and just being around people, understanding the positive stories. I'm so excited to be going to it this year because then I get to meet yourself in real life and meet other people who are on the board and say, hey, thank you for having this, and really be a part of something like this. And, it sells out so quickly. And I'm like, this is the hottest ticket in town. This really, really is.
Yeah. I remember before I was ever involved with the Pratt Contemporaries, I remember a couple of times driving by the library, and I would see all of these big trucks, and I would see like these long lines of people, and like everybody's looking sharp. And I'm like, what event is happening at the library of all places right now that people are standing in line to go to it? Whatever it is, it must be a big event. And of course, I later learned that event was, the Black and White Party, and it really is a fun event. I mean, the library and our committee that plans the Black and White Party really goes all out for this event, and it is one of the greatest events in the city.
And now the theme is Jekyll and Hyde. Is that correct for this year?
Right, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Okay.
Because we're the Pratt Library, it's important for us to always have a literary theme for the Black and White Party. And so, of course, since we're returning to the library for the first time, we made sure that the theme really spoke to, to a literary theme. So we're working with our event planners now. They've got a beautiful, impressive plan for how they're going to turn Central Hall into this amazing Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde themed party. So we're very much looking forward to it.
Now, can you give us a little peek behind the curtains, a little bit, about how amazing, like how it's set up and how just it blows you away with the roses, the flowers, the decor? Like, give us a little sneak peek for people when they're like, I'm about to buy this ticket. I just heard this episode. I need to be there. You give us a little sneak peek.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think we want folks to come to this party and to not want to leave. Okay, so we've got lots of food, like really good food, and lots of it. We've got obviously a great bar, plenty of drinks. And the decor is really stand out. I mean, we typically always have a center attraction for the party, something that's going to be eye-popping and a center place at the party for folks to gather, and it's usually on the dance floor. And then in addition to that, there's always some type of live element or piece to the party, whether it be some type of a performance or some type of performer that's there at the party. And in addition to that, you mentioned flowers. We work with a company in Baltimore called Flowers and Fancies, and they just do a phenomenal job supporting our event planners with the floral arrangements. So we really don't spare any expense for this party. And the reason for that is we want to, number one, have a really good event that our members and our sponsors can appreciate and enjoy and have fun. And we want to send the message to, the community that we take our library system very seriously. And we want to celebrate and lift up all of the good work that it's doing to support our community here. And that's really, at the end of the day, what it's about is raising the banner for the Pratt Library.
I love it. Now, where are some important dates we need to know coming up as far as purchasing tickets? If you're a member, you can purchase it on this date. If you're not a member, you can purchase it on this day. What are some important dates we can put out there?
Yeah. So the best way to really ensure that you get a ticket to this party is to become a member of the Pratt Contemporaries, and the reason why I say that is because so many of our tickets are are going to either members or to sponsors, which leaves, you know, very few tickets for members of the general public. And so in order to really ensure that you get a ticket to the party, the best way to do it is to join the Pratt Contemporaries, which you could do online. And hopefully we can share that link at some point. But the member presale for the party starts on January 9th. And so that'll be the first opportunity for any person that's a member of the Pratt Contemporaries to purchase tickets. And that's, like I said, that's on Monday, January 9th. So that's the most important date, because by that date, you want to have, you know, purchased a membership to the Pratt Contemporaries so that you can then go and purchase a ticket to the party. And I will also say that depending on what level you join, your tickets to the party may be complimentary, because at a certain level, the tickets to the Black and White Party are included in your membership to the Pratt Contemporaries, which is also very important.
Wow. And which the website for Pratt Contemporaries, is it the www.prattlibrary.org? Support?
Yes, it's Pratt. It's right. www.prattlibrary.org. And you can navigate from there to the Pratt Contemporaries page by clicking on About Us.
Okay. All right. And then for general public is the January 12th, correct?
Correct. For the general public, tickets go on sale on January 12th. That's right.
Okay. Well, folks, we need to join. Like, I don't know what we're waiting for. Like, really, just, you know, my money is like, hey, let's make it happen. And this is a yearly membership, correct? It's a yearly.
Yeah, it's a yearly membership. Once you sign up, you will be you know, a member for the Pratt Contemporaries for the year. You'll have access to all of the events and programs that we're doing throughout the year.
Well, folks, you heard it here first. You heard it. I've been promoting on social media. We got the it's gonna be on IG. It's gonna be on Twitter. It's gonna be on everything. Come on,
right.
Out and enjoy. It's for a great cause, for a great institution that's, you know, Baltimore. It's one of the biggest Baltimore institutions that everybody knows about. Even my kid loves going to Enoch Pratt Library. So I can tell you that, you know. So he has his card. He's always excited. Let's go to the library.
Oh, the library, it's so much. I mean, there's so much at the library. I mean, the idea that you can go to the library and check out not just books, but you can check out equipment, you know, you can check out instruments, you can check out sewing machines. I mean, it really is it's an educational, you know, marketplace. And we just, you know, we love the library, and we want to do all we can to support it.
So we're going to close out on this. You're telling me I'm on the borderline. I'm going to buy a ticket. I don't know. I'm going to be a Pratt Contemporary. What would push me over to say, hey, I'm going to go click on that right now when I get done listening to this conversation?
Oh my goodness. Well, look, I think the one thing that I would leave people with is that when you look at ways that you use your money to, you know, to do whatever, there's no greater use of your money than supporting the communities that we all live and work in, because we benefit when our community does. And that's been the lesson that I've learned from my time here in Baltimore since I came to this city. And what's beautiful here is that you actually get to see the impact of your investment in the city. And so that's the pitch that I would make to people who are considering purchasing a ticket is, you know, your money's going to go a long way in terms of supporting our community, and you're going to have a great time. I mean, you can't beat the music, you can't beat the food, you can't beat the drinks. I mean, it's just it's an awesome event, and I can guarantee everyone that it'll be worth their while.
And before we leave again, Pratt, we go on Pratt. We go on Pratt Library. Go on the website, correct?
That's right. Yep. So it's www.prattlibrary.org.
Okay. All right, folks. I'm in the house. I'm telling you, it's gonna be in the house. If you see me dancing, I can't dance. I'm just gonna be there having fun. But
I'm sure you could dance, Eric.
No, I two-step now. That's all I can do right now. I mean, these knees and legs ain't like they used to.
I get that. I totally get that. I've got a 2-year-old and a 9-month-old at home.
So, you're in it. You're in it.
Yeah, I'm in it. But I do want to say before we go, thank you, Aaron, and thank you for the No Pix After Dark podcast for all you do to uplift positive stories in Baltimore. I mean, it's you're contributing to the narrative change that is critical for our city to move forward, and your voice is an essential one. So thank you for all that you do to lift up these stories in our community.
Every day I tell people, I have a passion. I love doing this. I love meeting new people like yourself. And it just makes me proud of how amazing the city and the people that we have in it. We need to highlight more and more people that are doing so many amazing things. And that's what's really important, because we can turn on any other station, listen to negativity, but I really want to make sure that people who are doing the things like, wow, they're let me see how I can help out. Let me see how I can volunteer. And that is what it's all about, helping out this amazing city and really bring the charm, and just bring Charm Street to where it should be. So every day's a battle, but again, every day I talk with people and they're like, just like what you said, keep on doing it. So I appreciate you saying that. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Folks, love, peace. We're out. Thank you.
All right. Take care.